And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
If you're drunk, blasted,
intoxicated,
ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Well, they handed out some money this weekend. A whole lot of it, in fact. Quarterbacks getting paid. Not yours. Not if you're a Cowboy fan. No, you watch the other guys get paid. You watch Tua. Tua? Makes me think a whole lot differently on where this all stands. Jordan Love. Not your guy. Oh, but there's an offer on the table. The check's in the mail. Good Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend. Opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you living?
Oh, what it do?
You all right? How was the weekend?
Solid.
Solid. I like solid. Well, Olympics, family.
All the above?
Yep. All right. You get any golfing? Any?
3M Open? Or actually on the golf course?
I mean,
I would love to actually get on the golf course.
I did check the 3M Open. I did catch the last few holes. Jonathan Vegas wins that. Did get in a couple of rounds. Yeah, it was warm this weekend. It's like, you're out there sweating on your bald head. Bald guys sweat because we don't have hair to, just absorb it. We just sweat. Like, damn, it's humid. People are looking at you like, people from humid areas. They're like, shut up. It was humid though. It was. All right, dude. Like dudes got paid this weekend. 2 quarterbacks got paid. Jordan Love was the first one. This came in on Friday. He gets 4 years, $220 million from the Packers. And he said, look, there's no hiding. There's pressure now. 4 years, $220 million with a $75 million signing bonus. And he said, look, I get it now. There's pressure. I'm a first-round pick. I got paid. I'm the starter. There's pressure. And that's part of the job. And I'm okay with it. I think we saw how Jordan Love's coming. We're gonna get to Tua. But Jordan Love, who's getting paid on a really small sample size, JJ, right? About 17 games. He started, I think that's the number he started. He's played well in half of them. He got paid on beating the Cowboys, don't you think? One guy got
paid on 2 good playoff performances.
Huh?
Now that, yes, there's moments in the San Francisco game. You look at the second half. There's turnover there. But this is what the Green Bay Packers have built themselves on over the last 30 years. It's consistency at the quarterback position and going all in with the guy that they believe is their franchise quarterback, and that coaching staff, that front office, being around Love for a few seasons and then seeing him fully take over. They trust him, and this is their MO. They lock their dudes in, and then they go about the rest of their business.
It's a dude who's been in the building for 3 years, who sat behind Aaron Rodgers, who by every account handled it incredibly well, right? And this one's a little surprising to me in regards to reaction, and not reaction to the deal, but reaction to it. It's hard for me to find someone who doesn't think Jordan Love is their guy. And I do too. I think he's going to be good. I think he's Super Bowls is so hard. I mean, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of really good quarterbacks in this era that don't win Super Bowls. There's going to be a lot of really good quarterbacks in this era who don't win Super Bowls, kind of like there are in every era. Kind of like Dan Fouts and Dan Marino. And I mean, there's really good quarterbacks, whether it's Tony Romo, which if he wasn't that good. I mean, if you define good by winning, then yeah, you're right. They won a lot of regular season games. But JJ, everybody believes, and all the talking heads, all the analysts, all the experts, the NFL people seem to really buy into Jordan Love. I think they like his leadership. They like his demeanor, and obviously the way he came on in the last 7 games last year, where you put up the numbers so many times, how he was the best quarterback in the league statistically in the last 2 months of the season. Everybody loves him.
And if you look at where he's at right now, even just with 1 full year under his belt, the extension 4 years, so this window for the Green Bay Packers, and then you stack it up with the rest of the NFC, like this division that they're in, the NFC North. It's going to be a lot of fun because you have Jared Goff, with the upside of Caleb Williams.
Yep. The
question mark of JJ McCarthy becomes a thing at some point in time. So you want to stay competitive in your division. You look around the rest of the NFC. Yeah, there's Jalen Hurts over there, but Dak Prescott could be in the AFC by next season. You got Brock Purdy out there in San Francisco. Kyler Murray trying to come back. Jordan Love slots in as today and then over the course of this contract as top 3 quarterback in that conference.
Who are the top 3 in that conference?
If you're looking at
in the NFC,
so I think you're talking Stafford, Goff, Purdy, Hurts,
Stafford, Goff,
Prescott,
Purdy,
Love
Hurts,
as
Prescott.
like guys right now that you throw in that mix and start ranking them a certain way. So he is on track to not just compete with all those guys right now, but over the course of this contract, maintain his position as the best, if not one of the best, in the NFC.
Yeah.
And if you're the Packers, that's why this is an easy thing to do.
They've been working on it. They got it done. And the thing is, there was no surprise. So he's up there and he's paid with Mahomes and Burrow and Goff and these other guys. I mean, he is flat out up there. It ties him with Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow with average $55 million a year. He's got 1 full season as a starting quarterback. He spent 3 years on the bench behind Aaron Rodgers. And he had an up and down start to last season. I mean, look, there was a time at week 4, week 5 where people were going, he ain't the guy. You got to get rid of this guy. Boy, they're in the quarterback market. And then he finished it on a tear. He had 18 touchdowns, 1 interception over the last 8 games. Packers went to the playoffs. They beat the Cowboys. They almost beat the 49ers. And he's their guy. So they're settled. Okay, done. Then Tua happens. JJ, I'm not going to lie. The Tua thing caught me a little bit by surprise. Now, the Dolphins want to get theirs done. He gets 4 years, $212 million. And I look at the Tua thing, and I'm like, okay, you're going to point at the regular season numbers. You're going to tell me how great his numbers were, which is kind of the Dak Prescott thing. And the response is going to be, yeah, but who did they beat? They're 1-6 against teams with winning records. This one boggled me a little bit, but then I stepped back, and if he got his, man, there's no way that Dak can't get his, right?
Yeah, and it's all in the details. So Tua's contract, which if you're actually interested in what all this stuff means, Pro Football Talk, I think, does some of the best breakdown. So yeah, it's a lot of money, but when you look at the playing time incentives that are in his contract, the way the guarantees are structured for the Dolphins, it could end up just being a 3-year, $150 million deal where they're only on the hook for $3 million in 2027 if he gets hurt or if it doesn't work out.
Okay.
So
they had to protect themselves.
Yeah, so
they had to.
So these are the things that when you see Tua's deal, you're like, no way, oh my gosh. But there's always something in the details that you need to look at. And Dolphins got a little bit of protection of buying into the guy that led the league in passing, that fits what Mike McDaniel wants to do, that is still going to have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle for the next few seasons. But if he gets hurt, doesn't quite work out, they're not on the hook for $240 $40 million over the lifetime.
Who do you think they think is more vital to their success? The Dolphins, the receivers, or the quarterback? I feel they think the receivers.
It's the receivers, but then they are acknowledging that this guy is good enough,
right? See,
to make it all work.
I look at Jordan Love. I look at Joe Burrow, although he's got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I look at Patrick Mahomes. I look at the guys who are getting the big numbers, and I think for the most part, the quarterback makes the receivers better. And I don't know that I think that with Miami. I don't know that I think that Tua makes them better. I think they make him better. And I think the Tennessee game where Tyreek Hill missed the second half on Monday night last year and they lost to Will Levis and he was out. And I guess that's such a small sample size, and I understand it. I'm not sold on Tua, as obviously the Dolphins are. And there have been quarterback contracts, many of them, that teams regret, right? Whether it's, I don't know, Russell Wilson, whether it's, I mean, there's plenty of them, right? That you look around and you say, holy bleep. I mean, the Daniel Jones one probably is one of them right now. I don't know how the Cardinals feel about the Kyler Murray deal. I mean, this is going to be, this year will tell them a lot. This John Watson deal might be one of those, right? We'll see. Where does this leave Dak? And there's the check in the mail thing. And evidently, the Cowboys have put a new offer to Dak Prescott's agent. I got to believe the price tag from Dak and Dak's agent went up this weekend, don't you think?
Yes. And this is why I've looked at this Cowboys situation. And if you're done on Dak, and Dallas seems to be that way, then you can't put an offer on the table. Then you can't be talking about it if you're going to put it and just say, well, we need to see it because the reason Mark McCarthy's not extended, we haven't done anything with Dak Prescott, goes back to Green Bay. But then all of a sudden you realize, they do have an offer on the table. They are talking because all this is done for Dallas is get more expensive.
Yeah, I think that's right. Unless they're just not going to do it. And look, if Jerry thinks that Dak isn't his guy, okay. I mean, it's not an absolute no-brainer. You got a quarterback. You got a guy you just said this weekend you think is the best leader you've ever seen. Isn't that what he said about him this weekend? The best leader I've ever seen. Then he was asked straight up when Jordan Love's contract went down. He says, well, we got a comparison last season, didn't we? Basically saying their guy beat our guy. And I can't see a scenario now where Jerry's going to give Dak more than Jordan Love got. So do you give him what $212 million like Tua got? Would he split the difference? So is he 215? Jordan Love got 220 over 4 years. Tua got 212 over 4 years. So you say, well, Dak's not as good as Jordan Love, but he's better than Tua, so I'm going to give him 215. Is that his number? Is that where he slots? Dak would take that at this point, right?
That's the way it seems to work in Jerry's mind.
Okay.
All this stuff. So,
all right. Yeah. So what about Dak's agent? If they came and said, here's 4 years, $215 million.
It comes down to what is guaranteed.
Right. I get it. Right. But if they work up the guarantee.
We hear these numbers, annual average value, that means nothing if you get
Right. Okay. Here's the $75 million signing bonus, and it's 4 years, and it's $215 million. No. What do you want?
Because Jordan Love and Tua just got in the 90s signing bonus. Guaranteed money deals.
I just read.
Oh, signing bonus. Excuse me. Oh,
yeah.
Excuse me. I was just thinking guaranteed money. Yeah. My apologies. Yeah, because the signing bonus for these guys is like 25.
Right.
One of them.
So I mean, what's the guaranteed? 185, 150. Is that what it was? What for Tua 150? Where's the number now for Dak? It almost feels like it's slotted in Jerry's mind. And if you're the representation for Dak, do you think you deserve more than Jordan Love? We've been doing it longer with Jordan Love. You've been more consistent over the time for Jordan Love, but he beat you. And I just can't see a scenario where Jerry's going to say, yeah, you're getting more than Jordan Love.
I don't see one either. And when it comes down to it, where do you think everyone outside that building sits? Because Dak Prescott's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys this season. I think Dak Prescott is still going to be successful. Like, he's not going to be a dude that causes problems if he doesn't get his contract extension this year.
Right.
But it's going to be awkward if he doesn't get one, just because it's the way things work and there's questions all the time.
Yep.
Jerry Jones talks all the time. I do think that Dak is of the personality, just ability to handle it, and he still go out there and give it a good season. But do you think that just Dallas fan at this point doesn't want to see a contract extension?
I think they're split.
It's kind of.
I really think they're split.
Like, please don't give him that offer. Lowball him. Let's just get through this year. And see
I think there's a lot of them who are split. Yeah, I think there are Dallas fans who are done with Dak. Yeah, it's great winning 12 games every year, and it's great. September through December is wonderful. Then you hit January and you get run out of your own building by Jordan Love. Yeah, you don't think so? You don't think it's split?
No, I think it's split.
And Jerry's been very clear. Look, this is about that damn playoff game. He still got red ass from that playoff game. I think it's been made pretty clear. I've got a lot to do today, man. Can't wait to hear from you. 505-246-0610. Area code 505-246-0610. 8:30, Jay Sawville, the new football coach at Wyoming, spent a lot of time under Jerry Kill. He's going to talk about former Aggie coach, talk about the job up there and the league. I think you'll enjoy the new coach at Wyoming and what their expectations are. We got a lot to do with you, going through the Olympics, going through the NFL stuff. Major League Baseball trade deadline is a day away. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. 505-246-0610. Your emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We're on the Facebook, the OD, and the AM. You can watch the show. Adrian's producing there. It's also on Xfinity Comcast Channel 26. When we come back, not only do the Cowboys have to deal with all these issues regarding pay, now they're down a pass rusher for the season and a guy that they're really, really counting on. What the heck just happened? I'll tell you when we come back. Hey, it's summertime. It's going to be hot again this year. On the Spot Automotive Detailing is your spot for window tinting. Give them a call. If you don't look, driving around without window tint is crazy in this town. They are a certified 3M dealer. That means they got the best product on the market, and they will set you up. Look, the window tint keeps your car cool, makes it look cool. People can't see in and see what you got, which is a big deal, certainly, as you know, in this town. You can ask them for ceramic tint. It blocks 99% of UV and infrared rays. That keeps your car cool, keeps you feeling cool, and it's a professional tint that you need. They've also got the best detailing services, period. They come to you on the spot when it's convenient, where it's convenient, and detail your vehicle. That means you're in the office, they're out in the parking lot. When they're done, your car looks and feels and smells like the day you took it off the lot. So On the Spot Automotive Detailing, they were best in the city because they're best in the city. Schedule your appointment today. Call them at 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859 or online at otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on?
Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres.
They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain.
Who's that?
That's your new buddy in jail.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This is, was. my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
It's got everybody wanting to get paid. So that's lingering. And now they're one of their best pass rushers. After their first padded practice of the season is out for the year. Sam Williams suffered a torn ACL left knee, also a partial MCL tear, and his season is over. He was injured during the special teams portion of practice. It was some sort of blocking drill, and he went down for several minutes, and he couldn't put any weight on his left leg, got on a golf cart, was taken to the locker room, and then this is the diagnosis. Dude, this one hurts because they were banking on him being a big part of their pass rush. Micah Parsons is out. Of course, they got DeMarcus Lawrence. And whatever they added, man, this hurts.
Yeah, these are the challenges of camping back on the field. You're going to lose some players. You got to adapt at this point in time.
Yeah. So, Cowboy fan, it is a rough start for you as you lose Sam Williams. I want to hit on where they are and contract-wise. So we talked about the quarterbacks. We talked about Dak. Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones are asked about this every day at Cowboys camp. Evidently, the Cowboys have sent a new offer to CeeDee Lamb's representation on Friday. I haven't heard anything back at all. They also claim that they sent a new one to Dak. This is Stephen Jones. Right now, I would characterize both conversations as upbeat. We're having good talks back and forth with both of their agents, basically. He said, I like where we stand. He said, CeeDee Lamb's probably not going to top Justin Jefferson's $35 million annual average, but Lamb wants to be in that neighborhood. I think he probably will be in that neighborhood. Where do you think he comes in at? 31-ish?
Yeah, it's going to be a big contract to be right there with Justin Jefferson. What Jamar Chase probably will eventually get from Cincinnati. He's in that category of elite wide receiver.
All right. That's fine. Jerry was asked, and again, we talked about this a little bit, the impact of Jordan Love's new deal, how that impacts his negotiations with Prescott. Quote, Jerry Jones, I get in trouble when I make comparisons. I'm anxious for Dak to show that he's the best with that Cowboys star. Talked about that we saw the two go at each other, last year, and basically Jordan Love, without saying Jordan Love was better, he said Jordan Love was better. I mean, I don't know how else you get around that. He said Jordan Love was better. And Jones was asked if it's possible that Dak plays with an expiring contract, and his answer was yes. Okay. I mean, there's your answer. I think that's how this is going to play out. And Dak's going to bet on himself, and Dak's going to make $58 million next year when he signs with Seattle, or when he signs with the Raiders, or when he signs with the Saints, or when he signs with the Giants. How are you going to feel about that, by the way, next year? When he's in your division.
Or he signs with the Steelers.
Or he signs, right.
There's going to be opportunities for Dak Prescott. And it'll be interesting to watch because Dak goes and has playoff success somewhere else, then just goes right back to Dallas is never going to do anything as long as Jerry Jones is running the show.
Well, I mean, that would be the common denominator at that point. Cowboys did get some receiver depth over the weekend. They signed two former UFL wide receivers after working them out. Deontay Burnett and Kelvin Harmon. Burnett, 33 catches, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Arlington Renegades. Burnett, who went in the league as a free agent, played for the Jets and the Eagles. Harmon was a 6th-round pick of the Commanders, 16 games, 8 starts, never seen action since he was a rookie. He played for the DC Defenders, 31 passes, 375 yards. Where do you put them on your fantasy football stuff, dude? I mean, come on, do they hit your radar?
They could blow up in camp. Could someone surpass Brandon Cooks as the number 2 wide receiver?
Ooh, really?
It's possible, but this is exactly what
you're looking for your new Puka Nacua.
Probably not out of these guys, but this is what I think the league wants to see in terms of getting opportunities for players that play in spring leagues to get a shot in training camp, and you should be doing your job as an NFL franchise, not just with your rookie class and looking at those guys available, but guys that might have a little seasoning to them that still could be playmakers at that level.
You got any sort of Puka Nacua? You got a
not yet.
No,
because Puka Nacua didn't happen until we saw some.
Puka Nacua happened week 1. Yeah, I mean Puka Nacua happened week 1. All right, so 5th-round wide receivers. Anthony Gould, Oregon State. He's with Indianapolis. Aeneas Smith, Texas A&M is with the Eagles. And that might be it, man. Those might be your there's another one. Oh, Bub Means with the Saints, came out of Pittsburgh. Those are your 5th-round receivers like Puka Nacua was last year. Got one? Maybe not.
If you're just looking at the 5th round, no.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the 5th. I mean, that where he came from.
If it has to be a 5th round guy, then no.
All right, I'll go 4th. I'll give you 4th if you're okay with 4th. You like Tony Franklin of the Broncos? Came out of Oregon.
That could be an interesting one if he gets playing time, but we saw Sean Payton give 0 playing time to rookie receivers last year.
Yep. All right. How about Javon Baker, New England Patriots out of UCF? Devontae Walker, Ravens from North Carolina. Do I got another one? I don't know that I got another one. I got here he is. I got him for you. He's a New Mexico Bowl alum. Jacob Cowing out of Arizona went to the Niners. I always thought he was going to be a good pro. Now, he's a 4th-round pick of the Niners. But dudes who go to the Niners seem to just have success. And Jacob Cowing, he played at UTEP, then transferred to Arizona. And he's in New Mexico Bowl one. All right.
Cowing is probably my favorite along with Walker.
Okay.
Of those names that you listed.
Is there room for Jacob Cowing? I mean, obviously, if Brandon Ayuk doesn't come in and play. But they drafted a receiver number 1 in Ricky Pearsall. They got Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Debo, Pearsall. So, I mean, Cowing's their 5th receiver. They're so damn deep, dude.
One thing to watch, too, is who gets return duties this year.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be kickoff returns.
Because it matters.
And if that's 2 to 3 points per game in fantasy football, if you get kick return yards, it's something to look out for.
Yeah. All right. Let's get some Olympics when we get back. I know you watched them over the weekend. The USA men's basketball team went out and rolled. What do you think of the opening ceremonies? You've been watching swimming. You've been watching some hoops. You probably got a little gymnastics. Got a lot of thoughts on that, including Kevin Durant and LeBron James. Yep, them old dudes still pretty damn good. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children.
Big day tomorrow lined up. 8 o'clock. What do you got tomorrow? 8 o'clock. This is going to be kind of cool. I think you're going to like this.
Yeah, it's so Friday night, the U.S. women's deaf national team is in town to play soccer against the University of New Mexico. Their head coach, Amy Griffin, was the first ever women's soccer coach at UNM.
No kidding. So when I was in Denver for a lacrosse tournament this summer, about 2 months ago, we're in a hotel, and the Australian deaf national soccer team women were in there, and they were playing the U.S. that day, and it was a big deal. I put it on the news, and it was out at where what's the name of it?
Dick's Sporting Goods Park.
Sporting Goods Park, and U.S. beat them. I think it might have beat them
like
9-0 or something. 11-0. Yeah, it was. But yeah, it was really interesting because we were in the hotel, and the ladies were there, and they some are hearing impaired, some are completely deaf, but most of them you can communicate. We talked with them in the elevators, and so they were all fired up. And then we saw them after the game that night. We came back from our tournament, and how'd it go? And they're like, oh, like, all right, well, we lost 2 out of 3 also. They're like, yeah, we got pumped.
Yeah, that was actually the first time for the U.S. deaf national team that they played. So the U.S. women's national team was there as well.
Yeah.
So they did a doubleheader out there, and it was like one of the biggest stages that they were on up until that point.
I was so 100%. The U.S. team stayed in a different hotel. We were with the Australians. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I never even told you that. That's all right. So that's tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And then at 8:30, Richard Neely, who's running the Connie Mack World Series, which is underway up in Farmington, is going to be with us at 8:30 and tell you all about what's going on, how you can watch it. And then I'm kind of stoked. I got Saturday night on CBS Sportsnet. I will have the play-by-play on national TV for the Connie Mack National World Series. Me and Ray Birmingham and Scott Galletti will have the call, and I'm really looking forward to it, man. I was up there. Was it last year, the year before? I don't remember when I did it last. But they do such an unbelievable job, and so little national TV this weekend, JJ.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which will be really cool. All right, 505-246-0610. So what do you think of Team USA's 110-84 victory over the Serbians, JJ? Kevin Durant, I don't need no stinking friendlies. He came off the bench, hits his first 8 shots. They go bonkers. Him, LeBron James. I guess they're not ready to pass the torch yet till guys like, I don't know, Jason Tatum.
Or Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Said he was going to be the number 1 option on this team.
Yeah, maybe not. At least not yesterday.
Steve Kerr knows what he's talking about. Like I thought it was very questionable to be all in on Kevin Durant when he wasn't practicing, when he had the calf injury, everything we've seen, and then they were out on Kawhi Leonard and sent him home. But KD said, hold my beer.
Came off the bench at his first 8 shots and went bonkers. Jason Tatum didn't play. And Steve Kerr, look, this is a tough gig. And he said, you got a 40-minute game, and it's hard to play more than 10, and I feel like an idiot I didn't play him. I feel horrible, but what are you going to do? Who should he play instead of?
Joel Embiid.
Okay. I mean, maybe. So Joel Embiid shouldn't play?
But you needed some of those minutes against Jokic.
I mean,
in the middle.
And he talked about matchups.
Yeah, it's a matchup thing.
Is there going to be an animosity? So, I mean, next year, Warriors going to Boston and Celtics fan boost Steve Kerr for not playing their dude.
They're going to boo him anyway.
They ride. Well, but I mean, ride him for that. It's a hard job, isn't it? I always thought about it. I mean, it's a first world problem. Don't get me wrong. But who do I play? I got a roster, and Jason Tatum's on the back, and Derek White on the back end of my roster, and Bam out of Bayou and Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And I mean, who am I playing? Who am I not? Like, honestly, how the hell do you rotate those guys and keep everybody happy? And if you're going to have close games, and I got to believe they will, what are you going to do? You get South Sudan next. You see the South Sudan one? They beat Puerto Rico, that South Sudan team that damn near beat them in the friendly. Did you see the beginning of that game? Did you hear what happened to that? They played the wrong national anthem.
Ooh.
So the South Sudanese stood there for their national anthem before the game, and they played the wrong song. And they stood there until I guess, hey, intern, idiot, no, track 7, not 7.
Someone was like, oh, we got to Google this. Pulled up on YouTube right now.
Who knew they had an anthem? They're 13 years old. Who knew they had an anthem as a country? Yeah. And they finally got the right anthem up, and then they went out and beat the Puerto Ricans. What have you been watching most of the Olympics? Whatever they show you, obviously, but I mean...
Whatever's on.
But there's so many places to go get it. So, like, have you been watching the NBC feed at night? You've been just having them run during the day?
Whatever's...
Yeah.
So, on YouTube TV, you can do multi-view, so you've got, like, 4 things running at once. So, I was watching some badminton, some handball,
dude,
some
the badminton's fun as hell.
The Olympics, and it's the total mindset. I'm sitting there watching handball, like, maybe I could do this. Could I be on a handball team?
Right?
No, probably not.
No, they're pretty damn good. Badminton, like, remember you used to play badminton in the backyard? I mean,
yes.
that shuttlecock's coming at you. It's blazing. Addie's like, how do you even hit it with that little racket? What gymnastics event? I was thinking of this last night. Which one boggles your mind more? Like, take the floor exercise, the vault, the rings. What else am I missing? The pommel horse. Which one boggles your mind? The beam. Which one boggles your mind the most?
Is it like the rings or the uneven bars? Something along those lines.
Okay, so the two for me are the rings.
It's just ridiculous strength.
Unbelievable strength. Dude's upside down in a straight upside down cross, like an unbelievable strength. But the balance beam, dude, the balance beam that these women, and we've watched the women do these flips on it's like, what is it, about 1.5 inches wide, and they're landing. It's insane. Go ahead and go just try to walk across it. You think you could walk? We all. Oh yeah, I could do that. All right. It's like a DUI test. I'm watching the highlights of one of them right now. It's the width of your foot, not even. That's the one that just boggles my mind. Although the rings, man, are amazing, and what they're doing on the vault, all of it's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. How much of the Olympics have you been consuming? I'm kind of curious. What are you into? What are you? What do you think of the opening ceremonies?
It's gonna be interesting.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't go in with like an expectation. It's like, how outrageous is it going to be? What weird things are we going to see performers do? LeBron James leading the charge in the rain on the boat.
Yeah, like it's 1776 and he's George Washington crossing the Delaware. We watched it and I'm like, all right. And then they had the weird guy with the no face with the torch, and then at some point I was like, all right, are you gonna light the damn torch or not? How many people are we handing off the torch, from Zinedine Zidane to Snoop to what are we doing?
Did you ever think in your life?
No.
We get to the point where Snoop Dogg is becoming a U.S. Olympic ambassador to the last couple Olympic games. He's
an international Olympic ambassador. That's what Addie said last night. How the hell did this happen? Then my mom's like, how high is he? And I'm like, I don't know. It's not legal there. Like, do you just bring a bunch of gummies or, right? I don't know. Or do they make an exception because he's him?
Don't need another international incident.
I mean, they're a friendly country, though. I was over it. Like, I went through it. It was cool. There they are in the boats in the rains. Okay, yay. Istanbul. Oh, that's not a country. Sorry. Afghanistan, Angola.
Peyton Manning in his armband.
Peyton Manning and Kelly Clarkson. How about that in the booth? The Peyton Manning wristband was kind of funny. I was down with that. Dude, I'm watching the parallel bars. That's pretty badass too. Yeah, all the gymnastics is crazy. I was over the opening ceremony though. It was all right. Just light the damn torch. And Addie was like, I got to get up in the morning. Will they light this thing? And they just kept handing it off and handing it off and handing it off. And it's like, all right.
That would have been funny had they just seeing how many handouts they could do till someone was
seriously
like light the torch.
Yeah, I was there. I was like, just light, and then it wasn't even a torch. It was like a big giant balloon, like a hot air balloon. All right, 505-246-0610. Locally, big weekend. New Mexico United goes on the road. They go down and get a win in El Paso. Isotope struggled at home over the weekend. 505-246-0610. 8:30 this morning, Jay Sawvell, the new head coach at Wyoming, stepping into some big shoes to fill for Craig Ball. Guy who worked for Jerry Kill for a long time. He's got thoughts on him as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE,
Win for your New Mexico United on the road down in El Paso on Saturday night. Daniel Bruce with the winning tally in the second half. Another 3 points for your first place United, going down and beating a team that was at the bottom of the table. However, they tell me rivalry games are always kind of crazy. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. New Mexico United outshot El Paso Locomotive 10-1 after halftime. And it was a nice header to the foot of Daniel Bruce for the winner. And United is 12 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws, and continue to roll. Next up, Las Vegas will be in town. And it's workmanlike. It's interesting coming out of Eric Quill, their head coach. He's kind of like he's like any other coach. It's never good enough, right? He's always, we should get more, but they keep winning, and I'm okay with it. You keep pushing your team to get better. There's no, that was fine, but we got to get better, and they're really, really good for this league.
Yeah, and something special going on this year. Consistent goal scoring, defense in front of Alex Zambakis, their keeper, is very good.
Yep.
And it's all clicking.
Yep. So they get another win on the road, and many of you went down there. If you did, I'm happy to hear. I'd love to hear the atmosphere down there, and a good win. New Mexico now leads. It's called the Derby del Camino Real standings. 6 wins, 4 losses, 7 draws overall with the El Paso Locomotive. So that was this weekend. I still struggled with Round Rock. Got a win yesterday. They're going to go on the road, and I think they go to Las Vegas too, if I'm not mistaken. Green chili cheeseburger night. Wait, did you get rain Friday?
Yes, we did.
I mean,
we were at the park.
Yeah.
Like, this is a nice night, little cloud cover.
So we got it.
It was a skadoosh.
Dude, it was a squadoosh. And I got one of those where Addie went up and said, Dad, my roof is leaking. And I went up there, and it was, I had to get some buckets. And so we had an issue. That's just like the worst. And thank goodness she was with me this weekend, because if she wasn't there, dude, when would I have found out? Like, honestly, if she wasn't there or she was at college, when would I have known? Like, how long would it have taken me to know her room was leaking? Honestly. When would I have gone up there? So I think we caught it pretty quick. And Dan, who calls our show a lot, he's a contributor to our show, helped me out big time and got a roof guy over to my house on Saturday, because that doesn't happen very often. That's the power of this program. And I tell you all the time, I'm incredibly thankful for this show and the and the community that this show has become, and the friends. But man, a big shout out and thank you to Dan, because I had an issue. I called the roofer, didn't respond. I'm like, hey, you got a guy who works Saturday? And he was on it like within 5 minutes. Like, I got a guy be over there this afternoon, and took care of it. Because those are nightmares, man. Those when those don't happen, I don't know, in the middle of I don't know what's convenient for something like that to happen. But Friday night going into the weekend sucks.
Yeah.
So I got that. I got that taken care of. All right, 505-246-0610. If you want to get in today, 888-922-0610. Hey, we're doing, this is pretty cool. Our first Trips on a Tankful getaway. It's Hot Springs Glamp Camp. It's presented by Mercedes-Benz of Albuquerque. The winner will receive a $150 fuel card and a night of luxurious accommodations, glamping in an RV, yurt, or dome, and access to the on-site hot springs. Go to our website. You can register now. It's at sportsanimалabq.com. That's at sportsanimалabq.com. You can register right there. It is our Trips on a Tankful, and you can take part in that. And I think you might enjoy that. Huh? Like, if you enjoy a little getaway, if that's something that's good for you, I think you'll like that. All right, Cowboys fans, this came down. I don't know if you've seen it yet. But we hit this earlier, but I'm probably going to hit it again. You have lost one of your best pass rushers for the season. Sam Williams tore his ACL at training camp, out for the season per multiple reports. This is as they're trying to get Dak signed and they're trying to get CeeDee Lamb signed. 25-year-old was going through special teams drills, just went down. Knee injury. NFL insider Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports reported this, that third-year pass rusher received medical attention, was carted off the field. Micah Parsons headlines that pass rush, but Williams was considered to be a big piece of what they were doing. This one hurts, man. This one hurts, and you're going to have to figure out a way. I got a weird vibe on the Cowboys this year. I don't know what Vegas has their over-under at, but I know they've won 12 games in a row, a bunch of seasons. If I said 11.5, where are you going, over-under?
Feeling under right now.
I kind of feel under too, right? And I don't know that I think... I like I said earlier, I think there's more of a chance that they don't make the playoffs than there is that they make the NFC Championship game.
So, bet MGM.
Yeah.
9.5.
Okay. I go over 9.5. I mean, they're a 10-11 win team, I think.
So it's between 10.5 and 9.5.
Okay.
Curious. Sports books.
Where are you on them? 10?
I might take the under.
Under 9.5.
Yeah.
Wow. Then your quarterback next year is who? Right? Gardner Minshew?
Gardner Minshew, whenever you feel comfortable drafting at 13.
Yeah, that's probably about right. All right, if you've been the victim of a home or business break-in, you know all too well, it takes hours, if not days, for the police to respond. And it's not because they don't do a good job. They just don't have enough officers to cover all the calls they get for service. But when it's you, when it's your home, when it's your business, you demand a much quicker response. How does 7 minutes or less sound? That's typically what IPS takes. They're there then because they've got officers strategically placed around Albuquerque, now Santa Fe. They react quickly. Many times they catch the criminals in the act and detain them. They call the police to come pick them up. IPS provides standing guards, too, if you need eyes around your property around the clock, and they install alarms and camera systems and monitor 24/7. So who's watching your home when you're away on break? Who's watching your home when you're at work? Don't let it be the bad guys. A quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business is what IPS does. You sleep better at night. Call 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS, passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better, better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Bond.
Well, weekend where quarterbacks got paid, at least a couple of them did. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 years, $212 million, although, what is it, $3,150? It's guaranteed with the Dolphins. And then Jordan Love before that, 4 years, $220 million with the Green Bay Packers. The omission here, the glaring omission, is Dak Prescott, and you can get into that. Cowboy fan, I want to know where you are. 505-246-0610, how you're feeling about this. And just the positioning of just going into the season. Are you all right with it? Because it looks like CeeDee Lamb's going to be a priority. Micah Parsons going to be a priority. What about your quarterback? 505-246-0610. There's other stuff going on in camps. Bengals Pro Bowlers Jamar Chase and Trey Hendrickson not participating at their camp because of contract situations, so they're holding out. And you got all kinds of different stuff going on as far as who's not there, who's going to be there. We get football Thursday, don't we? I get the Hall of Fame game Thursday
night football.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, we're kind of in it now, so it's good. All right, did you watch any baseball over the weekend? Blake Snell struck out 15 Rockies.
6 innings.
Yeah, then there was that. Yankees, Red Sox were on. Did you catch Jazz Chisholm last night? Stole third, just manufactured, making stuff happen. That was good, big. Did you catch the Breggy bomb, the walk off the Dodgers on Saturday?
That was a good series.
It was a great series, Astros and Dodgers. Alex Bregman hit one. I mean, so early in the game, Shohei hits one deep upstairs in right center field. Dodgers were up big. Astros battled all the way back. And then Alex Bregman hits a walk-off over the tracks in left field, like way up there to walk off the Dodgers. What are they going to do with him? At what point is he getting his deal? Do you think he's going to end up being a free agent or are they signed? Because it feels like him and Altuve have been the Astros. And you could say that's horrible, but the Astros fans in that city loves those two guys. And they were the core of 2 World Series championship teams. And Alex's contract is up, and he's due to get paid. If you were a betting man, would you say he's there or somewhere else next year?
I would say with how things have gotten back on track for the Astros.
And him playing a lot better.
That he will remain in Houston.
What kind of deal? 6,300?
That's crazy.
You think that's nuts, though? His last one was 4 for 100. $250,000? I mean, $250 million? 6 for 250? 6 for 300? I mean, he's still. Where do you put him as far as third baseman in the American League?
So if he's getting $300 million.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. The contract market goes up.
Yeah.
You understand that. So you're saying that Alex Bregman is a top 10 position player overall in Major League Baseball.
Top 10 third baseman?
No, not top 10 players overall in Major League Baseball. So I know baseball, the contracts seem ridiculous. There's not.
All right. Would you say top 20? What would top 20 put him?
If you combine just like pitchers and position players, right now, there's 14 players making $300 million.
All right. So what would top 20 put him? Because it might be a hard argument to tell you his top 10.
So, like Austin Riley, third baseman for the Braves.
Yeah. What's he making?
27 years old.
Yeah.
And he got his extension kicked in, I think it's this year or last year. He is at $212 million.
Over how long?
Yeah, $212 million, 10 years.
10 years. Okay. All right. Maybe I'm a little off then. I'm interested to see, but I mean, at some point, I think they keep him.
think the Alex would like you to submit those numbers to Houston.
Sure. I'm happy to do that for him.
6 for 300 locked in.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to do that for him. And let me see. I'll be agent for him. We got the trade deadline coming up tomorrow, and you're going to see all kinds of stuff happening. You know, the Braves will make a move, and the Dodgers will make a move, and the Rays are going to empty their roster. Boy, the Rays are emptying the tank, huh? They're just unloading. Rockies don't have a lot to empty, but I got to believe you'll see something within the organization because it feels like everybody is making a move. And as we get closer and closer, the Rays traded Randy Arozarena to the Mariners. Marlins traded Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees. Cubs got Isaac Paredes from the Rays. The Rays got Zach Eflin. The Rays traded Zach Eflin to the Orioles. The Orioles were in another trade with the Phillies. The Angels traded Carlos Estevez to the Phillies. There's a lot going on, and I mean, it's like I'm looking 16 minutes ago, 41 minutes ago. So there's a lot of dudes on the block. Do you see anything monumental happening, or is it going to be pieces?
The fact that this run for Tampa Bay is over.
Yeah,
like that's been a team
that's crazy.
They've competed, playoff team, done more with less forever in their franchise, been really consistent over the last few years, and they're doing a complete reset.
And they're not even that far back, right? I mean, they're 8.5 games back in the division. But as far as wild card, they're only 3 games out of the wild card. They were the modern day Oakland A's, weren't they? As far as, right? Finding a way to do a whole lot with a lot less. But yeah, they're dumping right now. How about the White Sox have lost 14 in a row, by the way? How did they get, how are you 27-81? I get it. The Rockies are scuffling at 38-69. That's really bad. 27-81, you've lost 14 in a row. Your run differential is -218. They may be historically one of the worst teams in the history of baseball. By the time it's all said and done, right? We are 108 games in, and they've won 27. They've lost 14 in a row. You know who's really hot right now? It's the Padres. You been watching the Padres at all? And they went out and made a move.
That's what they do.
I got a weird feeling about them this year. They started off really slow. I kind of like them right now. Now, does that mean they catch the Dodgers? That doesn't. But didn't they beat the Dodgers in the playoffs a couple of years back? They did, right? They're 6.5 back of LA. I don't know that I think they catch them, but I like what they're doing. I love their ride. At some point, it pays off, doesn't it? It's not like they moved to LA and like the Clippers or the Chargers and they're cursed.
They've spending a ton of money, always trading prospects for right now players.
For now. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like where they are, and we're going to watch it, but I really, really like what they've done. All right, we got a lot to do today. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610 is the number. 888-922-0610. For whatever reason you pay a toll, your emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. And, of course, you can watch the show. I was looking at this story on the Rockies, JJ. They lost 5-4 to the Giants, but they set a record. So the Rockies, according to, what is OPTA? OPTA? You know what that is? Official, I don't know. They had the most whiffs, that's swings and misses. I didn't even know this was a recorded stat in a game since the data became available 25 years ago. So 25 years ago, they started recording swings and misses. The Rockies swung and missed 64 times yesterday. The most whiffs by any major league team on a single day since pitches were first tracked in 1988. Congratulations, by the way.
Good job.
You set a new record.
Good effort.
Both the Rockies and Giants struck out 11 times in the games, but 4 different Rockies had 2 strikeouts. And the proclivity to swing and miss helped the Giants keep their pitch count down. Whatever. The Rockies have the second highest strikeout rate in baseball, and they're 25 games back. Did you even know that was a record? Did you even know that was a stat?
Swing and miss?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was stuff they keep track of, especially with pitchers.
All right.
Like, it's big if you're able to get swing and misses on your pitches.
If you would have guessed, would you would have known, like, hey, okay, the record for most swing and a miss by a team in a game is, I would have said 30-something. When you start thinking, okay, 9 innings, I don't know, let's say 4 an inning, right? 64, dude. 64, man. It's a lot of lumber just going through the air and not hitting anything. All right, coming up at 8:30, we're going to talk to Jay Sawvell, the Wyoming football coach. First-year head coach up there. He's taking over for Craig Bohl, who stepped down. Spent 15 years with Jerry Kill. He's got thoughts on the former Aggie coach. We'll do that at 8:30 on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. attention, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Line board, of course. Live Golf this weekend, Jay. Did you catch Live Golf? They were in England. You know who won? I mean, John Rahm finally won. Huh? Live Golf's biggest acquisition going into the season finally went on the Live Tour. He won Golf UK, beat Terrell Hatton, his teammate. Beat Terrell Hatton, Cameron Smith, Joaquin Neiman at the JCB Golf and Country Club. 4 under 67, won by a stroke. And it's his first win on golf. Or on Live Golf. So there you go. That happened. Jonathan Vegas won 3M. I caught that too yesterday. It was a fun last hole because it was gettable as long as you don't hit it in the water. And dudes were hitting it in the water. It's one of those. What was the dude that would finish second? A guy I never heard of that hit the shot. Did you see the shot he hit out of the trees though? His second shot and made birdie. It's kind of crazy. That was fun. It was fun. When does the Olympic golf start? Do you know?
It's got to be any moment.
It kind of does. Yeah, it kind of does. John Brown won. U.S. basketball was winner 110-84 over Serbia on the men's side. Ladies got to go any day now, don't they? How about Dawn Staley saying that if and she's part of the selection committee, if they were choosing teams now, they would consider Caitlin Clark. Like, is that just to ease me to all the people who are all upset? Like, what is that? I just don't even understand the point of saying that.
Well, I think the point of saying it is acknowledging how well Caitlin Clark has played.
Okay.
And there is a point of when you're sitting in that room putting the roster together where your main focus can't be let's get Olympic ratings.
I agree with that.
Because if you look at Caitlin Clark versus the specific players she would be swapped 1 for 1 for, those are still very good players.
All of them are very good. It's kind of like Jason Tatum not playing, right? I mean, who are you going to play him for? Somebody who's very good. I understand.
But it really just came down to, well, that's the only player people want to watch, so why is she not on the Olympic team? And you guys failed at your job.
But there is a part of that. And I argued then, and I would argue even more now, that by merit, she probably deserves to be on that team. You're going to have a real hard time convincing me Diana Taurasi is better than her right now. And if you're going to tell me that we're not putting together a roster for merit, we're also probably not putting a roster together for lifetime achievement. Or are we? Is it a lifetime achievement? Well, we're going to give her one more run and Caitlin Clark will get plenty of hers. Or are we doing what you're telling me we're doing, putting together the best team out there to go out and be the best team possible?
Why is she that much better than Diana Taurasi?
Why? She's a better passer. She's a better shooter. I don't think she's a better defender, although I don't know that Diana Taurasi is playing a lot of defense. Are you going to you got her stats right in front of you?
If you're looking at it stat-wise, they're pretty much the same player.
Yeah, that's what I thought, right? Stat-wise. Right.
So Taurasi is the LeBron James of this team.
Except for LeBron James is playing like LeBron James.
She's still playing pretty good basketball.
Okay. You think she's playing better basketball than Caitlin Clark right now? I'm not going to sit here and pretend I watched
I don't think Taurasi would be the player I would.
Who would you take off? Who would it be?
Probably one of the young, like one of the other shooting guards, probably. Because Chelsea Gray, Taurasi, Clark, you could make that work.
Yeah, Chelsea Gray was tough to begin with anyway. But, all right. So you saw quarterbacks get paid over the weekend. How does Patrick Mahomes feel about it? I mean, I'm looking at this list, and here's all these guys who are getting all this money per year, and where's Patrick Mahomes on the average? He spoke today at their camp in wherever their camp is. And Patrick Mahomes says he doesn't feel a sense of urgency for the Chiefs to show me the money. Tua got paid. Jordan Love got paid. And here's a 3-time Super Bowl MVP who's got a 10-year, $450 million deal. His average is $45 million a year, and Jordan Love is getting $55 million. What's wrong with this picture? They restructured it last year. Now he's earning $210 million through 2026, an average of $52.6 million. I mean, you can't go back to Patrick Mahomes every time someone signs and keep giving him money, or can you? Mahomes, quote, "It's awesome for the game of football. It's awesome for the quarterback position, I think for all positions. I know every time contract comes up, everybody looks at my average per year and everything like that. I'm doing pretty well for myself. For me, it's just about going out there, trying to win football games, trying to make money for my family. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm doing a great job of that," end quote. Thank you. Like, thank you. Is that not the right answer?
It's the perfect answer.
Thank you.
It's still part of football in that sport. It's still a salary cap league. And if you want to go out there and get the most money you can, you have that power. But it does also affect what your team's able to do.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback that says, I know what I can do. I've won championships. I'm on track to be in the conversation as the greatest to ever play this game. And I want to continue to have people around me to do that.
And the other thing he said is, I'm not underpaid. And it's like, thank you, man. Quote, he's talking about his camp and his money. He says, I think we do a great job of managing my money. To be able to pay me a lot of money and keep a good team around me. I know we've kind of restructured a couple of times. We've got the cash flow up in certain spots in certain years. It's about having a good dialogue, good communication with the front office, with ownership. We've done that here. And as we've been able to allow me to be a highly paid guy while at the same time build a great team around me, it's about having that plan, the constant communication. And we have that here. I'm happy to see guys going out and getting as much money as possible. It's awesome for the sport, but we have a great communication system here where I feel like we've done the best we can do, end quote. Like, damn, dude. Thank you. Now, this doesn't mean Dak Prescott's the same situation should be saying that, because, I mean, Dak's contract's up. He doesn't have a contract for next year. And you're going to say, well, then he should get less than what Mahomes is getting. And you might not be wrong. But the next one up gets more. That's why, and again, Brady always made a lot of money, just like Mahomes is. But they never had to be the top paid guy. That doesn't mean they never were. But it kind of goes along with the whole thing where, the guys who are really good, the guys who are really great don't have to tell me how good they are, right? They're going to get taken care of. And I don't know. You tell me the difference, because I don't know. The difference between making $52.5 and $55 million a year. How does that change your lifestyle? But if it allows me to win a little bit more, I know that'll change my lifestyle. I don't know how differently you live, and seriously, I'd love to. If I'm making $45 or $55 million a year, like, how differently would you live?
Not very.
Probably pretty similarly, right? You're probably still doing pretty much whatever you want to do. But if you could spread it around and get you another weapon, another receiver, another tight end, another left tackle, and hence win a few more championships. Oh, and then, by the way, maybe get some more soup commercials or more Allstate commercials or State Farm or whatever the hell it is, where you're making all that money up and then some. I mean, dude gets it. Dude gets it. It's refreshing. And that's why do people like Patrick Mahomes so much? I don't know. He seems relatively humble. Look, all these guys are making a boatload of money. And God bless them, go get what you can get. But right answer, dude. Right answer, because immediately the media went straight to Mahomes today. Immediately. Hey, those guys got paid. They're making more per year than you. How do you feel about that? I'm good, man. I'm not underpaid. I'm good. Right answer. All right, when we come back, did they make the right answer up in Laradice? Craig Bohl, their longtime coach, stepped down. He's the head of the AFCA, the American Football Coaches Association. And they promoted their defensive coordinator, Jay Sawvell, a guy who spent a lot of time under Jerry Kill, the former New Mexico State coach. What's he all about? What are they all about? Because they're on the schedule this year for the Lobos as well. It's the opening drive. Jay Sawvell next on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride barbecue chicken and ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
5.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, continuing our run around the Mountain West Conference a little bit as camps are open, getting closer and closer to college football season. Lobos camp continues. Aggies open up this week. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Wyoming will be in Albuquerque late in the season. I believe it's the 2nd of November, if I'm not mistaken, to play the Lobos. They got a new head coach. Craig Bohl has retired. He's head up the AFCA, the American Football Coaches Association. And they promoted Jay Sawvell up there as he was the defensive coordinator. He's the new head coach. Guy who spent a lot of time under Jerry Kill. He's got things to say. I know you'll be interested in that. How they keep it going, because they've been really consistent up in Wyoming. So I had this conversation in Las Vegas a few weeks ago with Jay Sawvell, the new head coach at Wyoming.
First off, congratulations. Media days are a different thing. What's the question you've got asked the most? Are you just like, really? Because I'll stay away from it, I promise.
No, I think the question I get asked the most is the difference between me and Craig Bohl. This is number one.
Because you look like him, is that what they tell you? I mean,
maybe it is.
Us brothers in baldness all run around. You all look alike.
Same haircut, I guess. But I get asked, kind of what my difference is in that. And then I think the next one they get asked a lot about is, define cowboy tough or something like that.
I'll play off that. I'm not going to ask you the differences, but you were a defensive coordinator there for 4 years under Craig Bohl, who everybody loves and was a great coach. What do you learn from him? How much, because you're going into a situation now where you don't have to rebuild it. You've got a foundation. You know the players. You know the community. You get it, but yet you craft it and make it your own.
Yeah, I think so much of the foundation that Craig Bohl started at the University of Wyoming stays in place. How we practice, how we structure things off season, our calendars, what we do there, our recruiting footprint, all those things stay in place. My part to it is I'm so much in a day-to-day where I'm really, really hands-on. There are differences in terms of how I'll run things on a daily operational part, and that's kind of the big piece of it.
Jay Sawvel's a first-year head coach at Wyoming. Recruit me, because people always say, "How do you get a kid to Laramie?" Right? And I know you've heard it. So don't look at me. Just think I'm an athlete, right? But recruit me. How do you get me to Wyoming?
Okay, first of all, we have a really good university. We're 2 hours north of Denver. We have the best fan base in the Mountain West. We have outstanding facilities. And in terms of our weight room, our entire building, our day-to-day operation, from our strength and conditioning, nutrition, training table setup, all the way through, will function as much or more like a Big 12 school than a lot of Big 12 schools will. I think in today's world, too, depending on where you're from, there's a lot of advantages to being in a safe, low-key, slow-paced town to be a college student athlete than there is being somewhere where you deal with a lot of other environments to it. And, all those roll into one. We have a great culture at our place. And, that'd be
you have a coach that's really cold.
Yeah, I lived in Minnesota for 7 years. It's colder there.
Yeah, but I grew up in Southern California. I grew up in Arizona.
You'll be okay.
We got enough gear. We get you coats.
We'll get you a coat.
We got layers.
Yeah, we'll get you a coat. It'll all work out. The reality to it is the fact that what's your ultimate goal? Do you want to play in the NFL? Okay, well, you may get drafted by Green Bay, Buffalo, New York teams or something like that. And guess what? You're going to play in cold weather. Coach, they'll pay me. Well, yeah, but you may have to deal with it in that process.
No, I think that's a great answer. All right, I'm thinking about it. When do I got to let you know, Coach? I got a few other offers.
By the time I leave today.
Jay Sawvel is the first-year head coach at Wyoming. I'm not going to ask you what Cowboy Tough is, but I know there is a culture. And you just talked about we're going to practice a certain way, we're going to do things a certain way. So what does that? I guess it's asking you the same question, but what does that mean? Because your place, and look, I look around this league, and you can say everybody's different, right? I mean, Utah State's different. Albuquerque's different. Wyoming's different. So what does that mean as far as the word culture in your place and the way you do things?
Yeah, I think it's our day-to-day approach. It's do your best that particular day. Cowboy Tough is a mindset of, we're going to play physical, but we're going to play the same on play one that we're going to play on play 110 if we have to. And if we didn't win that previous play, we're coming right back the next one. And it's one play at a time, one day at a time, one workout at a time. That's the way that we approach every single thing. We break it into the smallest of pieces, and it's about achieving our best at each one of those small pieces.
First-year head coach at Wyoming, Jay Sawvel. How good is your football team? Do you know yet?
I think we could be the biggest swing team in the Mountain West. I think, first of all, we got 8 starters back on a good defense. We have 4 starters back on an offensive line. I think we have a really good running back room. I think we have a quarterback, though, that could be unlike anybody else in the conference.
In what way?
Evan Svoboda is 6'5". He's 245 pounds. He runs well, and he's got a great arm.
Your deal up there, you just got to keep quarterbacks healthy, man. You go through quarterbacks like crazy up there.
That's going to be part of the goal is to do that. Look, a guy at 6'5", 245 that can run, there's a tendency there to sit there and go, well, let's do this and this with him. One thing you don't want to do is get your quarterback hit too often, right? And that's a big piece of it. I think because of him and a couple of the other things, I think we could be like what we've been, in solid, good football team. But if a couple of these players that have all this talent play the way that we think that they could, we could all of a sudden become a serious challenger in the conference, and that's the goal and expectation.
Non-conference, you got games, man. You get a big one at home. How do you get that one?
That's a big one. And trust me, I hear about that one all throughout the state of Wyoming.
Yeah, let people know.
It's BYU.
Yeah.
And little did I know that BYU is a hot button game for our fan base.
Everybody in this league, BYU is a hot button game for the fan base. Yeah, especially yours because of the proximity. And I know there's a big LDS population in Wyoming.
Correct. And in 2022, we played out at BYU, and I remember Coach Bowl telling me, he said they'll never make the return trip in 24, and they're making the trip, and they're not on any future schedule either. So this could be the last time that we see BYU and Laramie for a long, long time, and so it is a huge event for Cowboy football.
A few more minutes. Jay Sawvell is the head coach at Wyoming. Are you going to be in Albuquerque in November? Play Lobos, and a game that should mean a lot for you. Maybe you come back for a bowl game in December. It's been, I want to say 13, 14 years since Cowboys have been down to the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Give our fan base a little thought. Bronco Mendenhall, your impressions. I don't know how well you know him. It feels like unanimously people feel that was a home run hire for New Mexico.
Yeah, I think it's a home run hire for New Mexico because I think Coach Mendenhall has a track record of development, track record of success. And anybody who, I've had to do this through the assistant route of being in parts of programs with Jerry Kill and Craig Bowl and people like that where you're doing it on that side. He's done it on the head coach chair and knows what things looks like and knows how it's supposed to be in that. And I think there'll be a well thought out plan, and there'll be a stability of thought to him bringing that to Lobo football. And I think that'll be a huge thing for the people in Albuquerque.
Just saw Jerry Kill 2 weeks ago. You're off his tree. There's Nate Dreiling right there, another brand new head coach in this league. Another guy in Nate, right? A Jerry Kill guy. What was it like working for Jerry? And now you got the influence with you and at Utah State.
Yeah, my time with Jerry Kill, I spent 15 years with him. I was at Southern Illinois for all 7, Northern Illinois for the 3, and then his 5 at Minnesota. And I think the thing that you learn through him, look, he took jobs that weren't easy jobs.
The last one he had.
Exactly. And so the thing I always appreciated about Coach Kill, he fought to get things at each school and each location the way that he felt like he needed it to be and wanted it to be. But also behind closed doors, we weren't sitting there griping and complaining about what we didn't have or what we don't have. It was how we're going to make things better with what we've got.
Now, he might gripe and fight behind closed doors, but not publicly.
No. And it was something with us as coaches, like there was always a way. There's always a way to be good and to get this done.
Well, it's interesting because you're in a place that doesn't have all the resources, although you got great facilities. He just won at New Mexico State. Nate's going to do it at Utah. Try to do it at Utah State. So there's something to being off of that tree and coming and learning from him.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like I could look and list things about Wyoming that would sit there and someone on the outside would say, well, this is the negative of this and this is the negative of that. The reality to it is that if we coach them right and we work our butt off, we'll get the right players to Wyoming and we'll get those players to play their absolute best at Wyoming. And that's what that is. It's not about, these other things. It's about what you do with what you have. And that's the biggest thing I learned with Jerry Kill. We were awful at Southern Illinois for 2 years. And then next thing you know, we went 1-10, 4-8 to like 11-2 or something like that. And then took off. And so it is. It's a mindset of like, there's always a way. Figure it out.
All right. Lastly, Wyoming football. You're at a game. Better song, Cowboy Joe or the beer song?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. 800-285-36.
Hoping to find new customers online. Can
all your favorite action.
Right here.
All your favorite talk shows.
Your
Motors is here for the ride.
Networks.
120,000 miles of
You're
night
drunk,
daily commute.
blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered,
You kept your ride alive.
destroyed, bro. You're like this.
And with eBay
You
Guaranteed
shouldn't
Fit,
be
you'll
driving.
be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these
born in
prices,
Mexico.
well, we're burning rubber, not cash.
I got in trouble here.
You ride or die,
I fought my way back
at
into Boot Camp.
ebaymotors.com.
I love
eligible
Mexico,
items only.
especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight. But as soon as you reach I'm out of Oak Spring, Lawyer, Spider, and New Mexico.
Gets better.
I was a local athlete here in New
Fresh,
Mexico.
unmistakable
So I'm
Irish
proud
Spring
to
scent
support
zings your
your
brain
local
and
athlete.
awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the
Devin Dampier.
and
The Lobo
smell
football
great,
team
dude.
going through some changes,
Irish
but we're
Spring
here to
body
stay.
wash and
We'll
bar
put in the
soap.
work on the
Fresh,
field and in the
green,
weight room,
Irish.
but we'll
Shop
need your
now
help
at
off the
Walmart.
field. 505 Sports Adventure
I'm
is
Bridget
leading
Condon
the charge
with
in
NFL Network
NIL
Now on the
space.
Westwood
And
One
you can
Radio
be part of it.
The Rams and Matthew Stafford have agreed to terms on an
Shorty, she
existing
better
contract
than all mine.
for $5 million this year.
Last year, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the minutes. Touchdown, they pay you a visit.
Four-year, $160 million deal in 2022. Meantime, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, who recently signed a four-year, $212 million contract extension, was on the field for training over the weekend and said, quote, "Right now, I'm the highest paid employee in this office. I gotta get my do-know what I expect and get our guys moving in the direction that we need to go." And 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy telling the San Francisco Chronicle he wants to have that Tom Brady kind of feeling, saying, quote, "Late in the game, it always felt like Tom
Teenagers
was
love
just
a
going to
party,
take over
especially
and not
during
make
prom
it
and
close.
graduation
I feel like I can get to
Often
that."
alcohol
This has
is
been
involved.
NFL Network
Some
Now on the
parents
Westwood
think that
One
hosting
Radio
a party
Network.
with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal.
Stop what you're doing
As a
and
parent,
listen to
allow
this.
your
Your
teenagers
God-given
to drink
freedoms
friends
are up for the
consuming
taking,
alcohol on
and
your
those
property
doing the
is a
taking are
felony.
the same people who've
Parents who
sworn
host
to defend
lose
your
the
freedom.
most.
They
Don't be a
think
part
they
of
can
the
control the
community
media,
drinking.
hide the truth, and force their delusions onto your family. You know what they can't take away? Self-reliance, peace of mind. Got water filtration? You should. A charged solar generator? You better. Emergency food on your shelf? Get it now from My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply is the most trusted name in survival. For damn good reason, too. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now and save $200 on their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit. It delivers over 2,000 calories per day, plus sealed inside, practically unpierceable packaging. It lasts up to 25 years. Did I mention it's delicious? Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and save $200 per kit. Includes fast and free shipping. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
I love the game, but I don't play the game.
The Jim Rome Show is up next at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right. Did you enjoy that? I kind of did. Interesting conversation with a guy, a first-year coach. I took it a little different places, JJ. And you and I have been doing this for a long time. I don't ask a lot about X's and O's. I asked about his football team. He talked about Evan Svoboda, his quarterback, who he thinks is really good. But I said, recruit me. Because I'm always curious how Wyoming is one of those places where you're like, damn, how do they do it, right? How they getting dudes up there and they win on a regular basis? How they get Josh Allen there? Well, they were the only ones that offered. But his recruiting pitch was good. A lot of support, great facilities. What do you say? We're more like Big 12 programs than many Big 12 programs are. Okay. Yeah, coach, but it's cold. We'll get your jacket, dude.
They have 11 active NFL players right now.
And that's what I said to him, right? Because he said, you want to get to the NFL? I said, you guys get guys there, don't you? And they get them there, don't they? 11 active NFL. So where does that rank in Mountain West teams right now, do you think?
Oh, it would take me a minute
to
do that.
But I'm going to guess
11 active ties them with Washington State, Louisiana, Western Kentucky, Buffalo. So it's top. It's the back end of like 70s in terms of colleges.
Okay.
Of active NFL players.
I mean, what is New Mexico? Like, what Lobos are in the league right now? Aside from Jason Sanders, who else is in the league right now? Can you think of one? Because I'm struggling with it too. Yeah. I mean, that just gives you a little perspective. That's all. That's all. Their over-under is 6.5 games. to win. No, they got Arizona State. They got BYU on the schedule. They get BYU at home, which I think is interesting. They get San Diego State up there. They go to Washington State. Non-conference, they play Arizona State, BYU, Idaho, and North Texas. They'll be on the road at North Texas. It's interesting. And of course, which song do you like better, the beer song or Cowboy Joe?
So we got right now.
Yeah.
Jarek Reed, Jason Sanders.
I forgot about Jarek Reed in Seattle. Yeah. Okay. It's good. It's good. I would guess that Wyoming's 11 is right at the top of the league, along with San Diego State and Boise State. Fresno State's probably not far behind, right? As far as Mountain West guys active in the. But how do you even know anymore? Did they have to finish this year? How do you claim guys?
This could, in all fairness, this could be like the end of last year's list.
How do you even claim a guy now, though? Like, can UTEP say Jacob Cowan is in one of ours? So everybody gets a claim, like everywhere he played. That's fair. Fair enough. All right, 505-246-0610. I got a response to something I said earlier. I'll read that when we get back. You're welcome to get in today. 505-246-0610. Want to hear from you. Reset you at the top, the big stories. And what did Patrick Mahomes say about all the quarterback money that's been thrown around? It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
so that no child goes without love.
And no family.
For 5 years running, it's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
All right, so quarterbacks got paid. Who didn't? And how's everybody else reacting? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Tua Tagovailoa got 4 years, $212 million. Jordan Love, 4 years, $220 million. Dak Prescott still unsigned. And how did Patrick Mahomes feel? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Patrick Mahomes came out and said, look, man, I'm not underpaid. I'm fine. Leave me alone. We get our stuff done. I'm taking care of my money. I'm good. Like the right answer by him. Nothing. Have they gone to Dak yet? Have you heard anything out of Dak? Because, I mean, they've gone to Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones. I got to believe there's going to be a microphone in Dak's face today as well. All right. I got this on the text line. JJ, I asked, Dawn Staley's comments. She's on the selection committee for the USA women's team, and she came out and said, if they were picking now that Caitlin Clark would be considered for the U.S. team, that, back then she was a rookie and she was playing okay. Now she's at the top of her game and she'd be reconsidered. The text is, did you see the full interview? Or is this case of headline reading / taking snippets of a story? I saw the full interview. Coach Staley didn't just blurt it out. She was pressed on the subject. I thought her answer was very honest. Why must folks look for negativity in stuff and know you're not being attacked? Do not get offensive. I'm not offended by this at all, and I appreciate the text. No, I did see the whole thing, and I'm not negative on it. I'm trying to understand the point. And yeah, she was pressed on it, and so she said what she said, and I guess she said it because that's probably the truth, right? That's probably why she said it. It's probably, they would look at it in context differently now than then. No, I don't feel like I'm being attacked, or getting offensive on this, or that would be defensive, I think is what you're trying to say. Yeah, I don't have a problem with her saying it. I was just like, what's the point? And is it just trying to ease the people who are upset that she isn't on the team? That's all.
1 o'clock today, U.S. versus Japan.
1 o'clock our time?
Yes.
Where do we get to watch that?
It's on USA.
Okay, which makes perfect sense. All right, JJ, I'm going to hit this and probably going to bring it down a little bit, but there's kind of a dark cloud over our building today and heavy hearts everywhere. You've probably seen this. It's all over the social media, and it went down over the weekend. The passing of Juan Velasco. And you've heard it, if you listen to this radio station or any radio station in this market, or hell, TV commercials, if you've been to a wedding, Juan has probably DJ'd your wedding or the wedding that you were attending. Juan passed away over the weekend, and JJ, I've read so many people's thoughts on Juan, and they're all dead on the same thing. When you hear people talk about a guy who just a genuinely good dude, like there's not a bad word, and not just because he passed away. I couldn't have thought of a bad thing to tell you about Juan Velasco.
No, infectious personality. Like, you hear him, that's who he was.
Yeah.
That energy, that life. And he was someone that I was working with before anyone else around here, because I started doing stuff with KRST when I came over to Citadel back in the day. And so he taught me to run the board, run remotes. And just this young kid working here, and took me right under his wing.
Yeah, I didn't know what your relationship with him was. So you worked with him pretty closely.
Yeah. When I came over here, I was on every other station except the Sports Animal. So I was able to work my way into this position.
Yeah, I didn't know that. The details, I don't know if they'll come. It doesn't matter. I mean, he's gone. And the shock around this building is insane. And gosh, I've done remotes with Juan. Juan came to me a couple of years ago. He's like, "Hey, brother, Hey, if you're looking for somebody, I'm happy to voice commercials for New Mexico Bowl. Wow, really? And so he did the last couple of years. And you've heard him all over radio. But this was a dude, literally, you hear his voice, you smile. You saw him and you smile. A guy that just put you in a good mood. A guy that was as gracious as everybody's saying. And more so. And I know you've read social, you can't, if you're on social media, you couldn't have missed it. But I will tell you, man, that dude, this place is going to be different. This place is going to be different. We're going to sit in meetings and Juan's not going to be there. We're going to go on remotes. We're going to go to shows. Holy smokes, man. Every once in a while you get kicked in the stones when you hear about one. And, I cried this weekend. I'm not going to lie. I teared up when I knew he wasn't doing well. I knew he was in the hospital, but, when the finality of this one hit, it was like, holy bleep. Like, man, oh man. So, yeah, if you've got a thought on Juan, love to hear. I know they're doing, over on KRST. They're doing something this morning to remember Juan and the definition of good people. Like, he was one of the good ones, man. In a business, and that there's some really good ones and there's some not really good ones, right? He was as solid of a dude as there was. And prayers to his family and his kids. And just hopefully you can send some love over to people here, because I'll just tell you, man, this building, this radio family is hurting today. And I just, you probably have too, come down the hall and just run into people and walk into people, and everybody's just kind of literally walking around in a cloud today.
Shocked.
Right? Like, literally walking around in a cloud, because that dude's a flipping legend. Like, just legend. What was he, 30 years in this market? Is that what I read somewhere? Man. You know what today is, by the way? Happy anniversary. Yesterday was our 16th anniversary of this show.
16 years of the opening drive.
Yeah. Today, I guess we would sell it since it was on a Sunday. Today is 16 years. 16 years ago today, the opening drive went on the air. So happy birthday to us. Happy anniversary. Should I have brought donuts or burritos or something? Should I call Joe Gonzalez and Skip Lacombe? Get Julia in here and, right? Kind of crazy. Michael in. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to jump in with us today. Love to hear you. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. And JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We're watching some swimming going on. Are you... I guess I didn't realize this, JJ, how big the Olympic boycott is, and I'm not sure I understand why. I know there's this whole, I'm not watching the Olympics, I don't care about the Olympics, and I'm like, okay, cool, but why? Like, are we mad at France? Are we just mad at the world? Are we, if you're boycott,
from who?
It's just random social media stuff, and I just saw, where was I? Was it on SportsIllustrated.com? Somewhere I just saw a column, I gotta find it now, about this Olympic boycott. And I'm like, okay, but why? Well, like if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. I'm cool with that. It's like anything else. You don't want to watch the golf, you don't want to watch the bowling, you don't want to watch the soccer, whatever, don't watch it. But like, why? Well, I don't care about badminton. All right, that's cool. Like, you don't have to watch it. I was just kind of curious why.
I think it's a very small percentage. That's the first I've heard about any.
All right, so most people are kind of watching this stuff.
Yes, it's the Olympics. There's an inkling of sport.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if I don't watch badminton for 3 years. It's the Olympics. They're flying flags. Like, of course, it's fun. I was at my grandfather's house this weekend. Not a huge sports fan, but what was he sitting there doing on Saturday? Watching the Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah, he's watching
gymnastics. Hanging out and had it on and going, oh, remember when we used to play badminton in the backyard? Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Remember when we played handball?
Still think I could make that team.
Do you think you can?
I think I could.
Well,
I'm exactly that person.
Dude, they're going to be in LA in 4 years. Why don't you go for that?
I think I could do that.
Why? I mean, why not?
You're not on a gigantic pitch where you have to have this crazy athleticism.
No.
A lot of walking, taking your time. Then just jump up and fire one off.
You think you can do that? I mean, you're in shape.
Crazy enough to try it.
Come on, man. Why, is there a handball club?
Is there a
around?
handball league around here? I'll come out on a Saturday morning. Let's go.
What day's the Little Cubs?
Sunday morning.
All right, so you're not taking away from that. No. All right. I don't understand it. If in fact, I'm curious if you are. If you're like, yeah, I'm not watching the damn Olympics, Jeff. All right, cool. Why? And I'm not going to get mad at it. I just want to know why. Like, where's it coming from? 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Who's next to get paid in the NFL? I want to get into that next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hey, look, it's Dwight Goodman. Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Novak Djokovic dominated Rafael Nadal in Paris in the Olympics round 2 match, 6-1, 6-4. 60th all-time meeting between Djokovic and Nadal. Faced off in the second round of the Olympics, Djokovic attempted to capture his first Olympic gold. He won bronze in 2008. Nadal won the gold in 2008. Two of them, older dudes in their sport. Big deal. Ladies play today. U.S. women's basketball will begin group play today. Of course, the men were winners 110 to 84 over Serbia.
I'm boycotting them.
All right.
No Caitlin Clark, no viewership.
Oh, that's fine. See? Yeah, good soap opera on. I got to believe there's going to be like a nice talk show. You know? Cable news is going 24/7. Go watch whatever you want. It's the beauty of the remote control, isn't it?
It's a beautiful thing.
It's whatever. I mean, it's the beauty of whatever it is you want it to be. It can be that way. So what did Aaron Rodgers have to say about Jordan Love getting paid? Of course, Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback in Green Bay for the first 3 years of Jordan Love while Love sat on the bench. Jordan Love got paid over the weekend, 4 years, $220 million. Aaron Rodgers was on the NFL Network. Called it Back Together Weekend. Quote, I want to give a shout out to Jordan Love, becoming the highest paid player in the NFL. J Love, don't spend it all in one place, but if you do, I still have a house in Green Bay up for sale. All right. I think that's, I mean, he meant he was stoked for him. I think that's right. I think that's where he was going with it. I think most of the quarterbacks are stoked when quarterbacks get paid because that means that their market is better. That means they're going to get paid. I think most of them feel, and that's what you heard from Patrick Mahomes when he said, look, it's great for football. I don't have to be the highest paid guy. We got great communication. I'm living just fine. Doing okay. I have to be.
I do like Aaron Rodgers putting it out there going, now you can afford to live in one of my properties. So why don't you check it out?
Yeah, I got a house in Green Bay if you want.
Businessman.
Yeah. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Mike?
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Monday to you. I just wanted to ask kind of like just a question, you know. I mean, for me, I never at all cared about the WNBA really until Caitlin Clark got in. And now it's like, you know, we're watching. It's exciting, you know. It's exciting times. But now that she's not on the Olympic team, I mean, I don't know. I find myself really not caring about I want to win, but not really caring too much about the game, about the U.S. Olympic team game today with the women's. I just want to know what you guys think about that. Thanks. Have a great day.
See you. Sounds like probably how he felt before Caitlin Clark, right?
Yeah. And it's a fantastic phenomenon. How many people are interested in Caitlin Clark, the carryover and the viewership that she has brought.
Yeah.
You can't deny it.
I'm not mad at him. How do I feel about it? Kind of the same. Would I be more inclined to watch them today if Caitlin Clark was on that team? Maybe. Like, I don't know. I got a noon appointment and I got a 3 appointment, 3 o'clock. I might flip over and watch. I'm like in the office. I've usually got the TV on, so I'll flip over and watch it. Am I more inclined to flip it over if she was there? Maybe, maybe not. But I know a lot of people just don't give a damn. And I promise you this. The preview leading up to it, Good Morning America, all your news outlets, your non-sports outlets would be talking about it a hell of a lot more if Caitlin Clark was playing. Now, again, that's not the goal, and I understand that. That's not the goal of putting this team together. The goal of this team was to go win a gold. But I'm not mad at
which you
Mike
could say they would have done regardless of.
I think they will win the gold
that roster or not. And it's one that it's just the pull she has. Like, she could sit on the bench the entire game, which wouldn't happen. I expect them to.
Because then they get the Jason Tatum treatment.
But, like, there's no guarantee that if she's on the roster, she's, like, starting the game at least. But it's still, you are tuning in like Caitlin Clark moves the needle. Can't deny that.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what that caller said, right?
Yeah.
That was Mike. Like I never cared before, and I kind of, now that she's not playing, he's like, what do you say? I don't really care. And I get it. Because that's where, I don't know if it's the majority, but it sure isn't a large minority.
I guess, so when you have a player like Caitlin Clark,
yeah,
and you're just hyper focused on that one player, and there was a conversation of, it's a missed opportunity. WNBA doesn't know what they're doing. Why is it on the U.S. Olympic team? I guess, how do you grow from that? You just hope that if someone's watching, they realize how good A'ja Wilson is, or the fact that Breanna Stewart is one of the best players in the game. Like, you just hope there's a little bit of that carryover, or you just have to acknowledge that this is going to be the Caitlin Clark wave right now. You ride it as long as you can. You got a new media rights deal, and there you go.
So you said, how do you grow that? And I think the answer would have been everything you just said. So if Caitlin Clark plays and Mike watches her, right? He's watching, and then he sees, damn, dude, A'ja Wilson's really good. Oh, Stewie's really good. Oh, Sabrina Ionescu's really like that. That's the way to grow it. To say, wow, Caitlin Clark's really good, but so are some of them. So he would have been attracted to watch them like he is watching the WNBA because of her. And you hope that the rest of your product is so good that people like him are going to go, oh, man, it's not just her. There's a bunch of them that are really good. Yeah, I like watching her, but Sabrina Ionescu is worth just watching, too. It doesn't have to be just about Caitlin Clark. That's how you grow it.
Yeah, and there's a reason it's a summer league, too. Like, it's trying to maximize availability, opportunity.
Yeah. It's where the window is. Yeah, they would get buried by the NBA and the National Football League if they were. Yeah, no, they're in the right window. They're in the absolute right window. And now they're starting to capitalize on that window. But to your point on how do you grow it, that's how. You get the Mikes of the world who are attracted to it because of Caitlin Clark and hope that 20% of them stick and watch other games. But the stats will show you, yeah, the league averages are up a little bit. But, I mean, look at the difference between Fever games and everybody else's games. When the Storm plays the Dream or the Sky plays the Mercury or the Lynx plays the Sparks, the numbers aren't quite the same as the Fever play anybody, right? They're just not. That's okay. How do you grow that? You keep exposing her to more audiences, like that gentleman just said. And then maybe he says, all right, God, that was cool. I'll come back and watch it. That's how you do it. 505-246-0610. Curious where you are, but that's where he is. And I don't think he's in some sort of distinct minority. I just don't. I think that's where a lot of people are. This is interesting. There's a lot of, I asked about why people are boycotting the Olympics. I heard this before the opening ceremonies, but he said there's a large number of people who are boycotting due to the mockery of the Last Supper. So did you see in the opening ceremony, there was a depiction of the final of the Last Supper, and it was depicted by drag queens. And there's a large social media outpouring of anger over that, what's considered to be sacrilege and a mockery of that. But this stemmed from me before that. But okay, and to this emailer, if that. So you won't watch the Olympics because I'm okay if that's the case. I'm not mad at you. This is what you're saying is because of that you're not watching the Olympics. Okay, I'm fine with that if that's how you feel. You haven't heard that outcry either? And I'm not sure I saw it. I just saw it all over the social media. Dude, the social it wore me out. It just the opening ceremonies wore me out. It was like this whole parade through the Seine and then somewhere through France, And then
was it Friday? Like Friday night?
Friday night.
Broadcast
Yeah.
thing on.
Yeah. And then the Louvre, they went into the Louvre, and then the paintings came alive, and they had there was so much going on. It was so disjointed and going places. It just, whatever. And I was doing a bunch of other stuff. And then I remember it got down to I'm like, could you just light the torch? Addie's like, I got to get up for work. Will they just light the damn torch already? It's like, I got to get up at 5 a.m. Kids working 3 damn jobs, JJ.
That's impressive. I'm jealous. I am.
Are you? You don't work enough jobs? How many jobs you working? She's like, well, I am your kid, Dad.
It's getting to that season. Be working Friday night.
Yeah.
We are going to be broadcasting that game. The U.S. Deaf Women's National Team versus the University of Mexico Women's Soccer.
Who is?
UNM, so it'll be streamed.
Okay, cool. So you got a game set up Friday night?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. So tomorrow, again, what do we have at 8 o'clock tomorrow?
8 o'clock, the head coach of the U.S. Deaf Women's National Team, Amy Griffin, who is a executive director of the Seattle Reign Academy right now, and was also the first ever women's soccer coach at the University of Mexico.
That's really cool.
It's just crazy how things come about.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I knew a little bit about that because I literally learned a lot about the U.S. Women's Deaf National Team. Or deaf, what's the right order? U.S. Women's Deaf National Team?
It's a fascinating story about just kind of what they've been doing, how the international game itself is giving opportunities to these athletes, and seeing I think it was just last year they had, their world championships with everything. It is such a really fascinating story, and I'm looking forward to it this week. That team is actually going to be in town for a few days, so they're going to get to experience Albuquerque. So it'll be pretty cool for them.
So that's tomorrow, coming up at 8 o'clock, and then at 8:30 tomorrow, Richard Neely, who runs the Connie Mack World Series, is going to be with us. Up in Farmington, it's their 58th, I want to say, straight year that they've held the Connie Mack World Series up there. Broadcast on Saturday, the championship game on CBS Sportsnet. I'll have the call with Ray Birmingham and Scott Coletti, and looking forward to that on national TV on Saturday. So we got a lot going on here in the land of enchantment as we flip the page over to August coming up this week. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in, 888-922-0610. Another big extension, this time for a left tackle. So they paid a quarterback to this team. Big money. They also now just paid the guy who's going to protect him. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Dirty Boys present
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If
If you're drunk,
Blasted.
intoxicated,
Rip.
plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Earlier this summer, I guess might have even been back in the spring, paid their quarterback Jared Goff. They got him paid, and now the starting left tackle Taylor Decker got a $60 million extension that includes $31.83 million in guaranteed money. So protect the guys who protect you, basically, is what that goes. It's a big deal for him. They're all getting paid. Opening drive, everybody, as long as you're not on the Cowboys. As long as you're not on the Cowboys, you're getting paid. Meanwhile, the Cowboys lost Sam Williams for the season. He blew out his MCL. He is one of their pass rushers, a guy that they were planning on being a big impact guy on the defensive line. He is out for the year, and that's a big deal for them. 505-246-0610. All right, I got a story for you to watch, JJ. Chase Budinger, you know who that is?
Yes. Former University of Arizona basketball
really
star.
Really good one. Really, really good one. But he loved volleyball. And he played basketball instead of volleyball because he said, well, there's no money in volleyball, which, by the way, he's right. Now he's playing volleyball. He's at the Olympics. He's said when he was a kid, he used to sit up and watch the Olympics. He would love watching the volleyball. Athletes would win an event. And they'd get their flag and they'd wear it with pride. He said he wanted to do that. And he said, it's just kind of a dream of mine, wanting to do that someday. Go out there, play as far as I can represent the United States, kind of just leave it out there and become an Olympian, end quote. And now here he is on the screen. He's going to be on, well, he is on the USA's beach volleyball team. His partner is Miles Evans. This guy that was in the NBA. The NBA to the volleyball sand, it's a rarity in professional sports, but it's a big deal. He said, I was thrown in the fire like, all right, here we go. Let's see how you do. He found a way and he made the team. He grew up around the sport. He grew up in Southern California, San Diego area. Played indoor volleyball competitively at 12 years old. Got into beach volleyball at 14. Grew up in Encinitas. Most of the best San Diego volleyball players grew up on that same beach playing volleyball. It's kind of a great story, isn't it?
Yeah, his injuries really derailed his basketball career, so he was able to still use his good athleticism and size to be a fantastic volleyball player.
He was picked in the second round by the Pistons. They traded him to Houston on draft night. He spent 7 years in the NBA. So he made his money. He was in the 2012 dunk contest, if you recall. He did the blindfold slam back then, finished second behind some guy named Jeremy Evans. Remember Jeremy Evans? I don't remember that one at all. But after 4 more years in the NBA, went overseas. He played in Spain. And then he made a decision. And he became a volleyball player. Made his money. And now you got someone to root for. It's kind of it's just a great story if you're looking for a reason to support it. All right, here's one. I got a text on the Olympics and the opening ceremony. It says, not that it matters, but I am a devout Christian. It was a celebration of Dionysus, the Greek god of wine. There were 18 people facing forward, not 12, 13 with Jesus. It was not a depiction of the Last Supper. Media outlets, NBC and others, spewed out this information. Please read up on it. It was a case of people looking for negativity and giving them a reason to complain, protest, boycott. Okay? Again, I didn't see it. I've read a lot about it. There's people who are very upset about it. And look, I'll agree, people are always looking for something to be upset about. I'm not going to tell you what you should or should not be upset about. If this offended you, like I wasn't offended, but I didn't see whatever this was. But, all right. You want a medal count, by the way? U.S., where are we? At 12. 12 totals. China leads in gold. They have 9 overall, 5 golds. Japan at 8, South Korea at 7, Australia at 6, France at 9. We have 12. 3 gold, 6 silver, 3 bronze. As we sit here right now. What do I got going on? Got some beach volleyball going on. I got some Olympic dudes on rings. Those are insanely impressive. So did you decide that the rings were the most impressive to you?
Rings?
Of the disciplines in
physical
gymnastics.
Strength and then the mobility.
Look at that dude.
It's crazy what they can do on those.
Yeah, it is pretty insane. The balance beam always gets me just because it amazes me that what they can do on that. I mean, the beam is wide, sometimes not even as wide as your foot. And what they can do on that thing amazes me. But yeah, I think I'm with you on the rings. It's like, here's 2 rings, go. I mean, the strength and it's unbelievable. I think I'm almost appreciated just watching the last couple of nights of the gymnastics more than I ever have. Maybe as you get older, your body won't do some of the stuff that it used to do. I don't know. You'll feel that one day, I imagine. It's kind of crazy, though. It really, really, really is. All right, let's see. You got me, where are we? On the emails and the text, 505-246-0610. Watching WNBA All-Star Game, I think they missed out on 3 or 4 players, not just Clark. If both teams had been in the Olympics, who would have Vegas favored? That's a great question. So if the WNBA All-Stars and Arike Ogunbowale, who scored 34 points in that, and Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, who would be favored? The Olympic team? If they played a series best of 7, who would have won?
I think the Olympic team.
You do?
I think ultimately they're deeper.
Even though they lost that one game.
Like Ogunbowale was phenomenal. Went off. You have Angel Reese, but Angel Reese is awesome, but then there's Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Collier, Minnesota Lynx was like an MVP candidate this year.
Yeah.
Reading up on her. So Angel Reese on that team would be the 4th or 5th forward.
So is this a silver medal team, the WNBA? If they were in the Olympics?
Sure, yes. If you put that together, it'd probably be 1-2.
And obviously, because they beat them, there's a chance they win the gold, right?
Yes.
If they fly under the Olympic flag and representing the Olympic flag, the Orphans, can they do that? Could they have done that? Like, I don't even know how. That would have been awesome. I don't think they could have. I don't know. I don't know if they could have, actually, but that would have been something else. All right. We come back. I'm going to wrap it up, get you ready to go through. What day is today? Monday? Everything you got to go through your Monday. I'll check the latest on the Major League Baseball trade deadline as that's staring us in the face. And all your headlines from this morning on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Hour.
This is Boomer. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up. Okay. Thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We would like
Micah, Micah produced most of COVID. Like, what was your run, dude? Put him on the radio for a sec. Is that all right? What was your run?
It was the COVID year. It was the beginning of COVID because they were going to be done with the show for a little bit, and then they decided, oh no, we can bring it back on. So I thought I was going to be unemployed for a day.
So we were unemployed for a day, right? We didn't do the show for a day. Then it was going to be all right. Why don't you guys do a podcast? We did that like once. JJ came up to the house, and then it was no, and they found the way for us to do it from the house every day, and we
and I was in here all alone with an empty studio.
Remember that?
By myself.
It's kind of like you are every day now.
And then you guys came back into the studio.
Remember?
And then
You
I had
remember.
taken the other gig with corporate, and boom.
So as soon as we showed up, you bailed.
Yep.
You wanted nothing to do with us. It's good to see you. So for people to know, you're still with the company.
Yep.
You're just a big wig suit guy with an office and a big job.
I'm a tiny wig suit guy.
Do you wear a suit every
in
day?
a pajama suit at home.
I was gonna say you're at home every day, right? So you work out of the house?
Yep, I got my own little office with all my stuff. My dogs are my coworkers, and
And you got married since last year on our radio show.
Yep.
Congratulations.
October. Thank you.
What are you doing for the company?
Counting.
No, I don't know.
finance, number stuff.
Yeah, what do you do?
Heck if I know.
All right. Well, that was a year ago that you were at the golf course. 16 years, Micah stops by. Dude, it's always good to see you. JJ, I ran into Micah. We walked out of the sushi place on Friday. Literally. And then he walked in today. I'm like, didn't I just see you days ago? But it was really cool. Did you eat all that leftover sushi?
Yeah, I ate it about 30 minutes after I got home.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. All right, man, I'm glad you're well. It's always good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, take care. How about that? Happy anniversary to us. Michael comes by. All right, so you got Michael Ann and Julia, and you think DC can make the drive all the way over here? 16 years today. Well, really 16 years yesterday. But we're celebrating it today because yesterday was Sunday. All right, here's everything you got to know as you go through your day. Simone Biles will compete in the team finals at the Olympics despite her calf injury. She's got the left calf injury that she's got, but she is going to compete today. Novak Djokovic beat Rafael Nadal in straight sets at the Olympics today. You know that over the weekend, Tua Tagovailoa got paid. 4 years, $212 million by the Dolphins. Earlier, Jordan Love got paid. 4 years, $220 million by the Green Bay Packers. No Dak Prescott, no CeeDee Lamb, no Micah Parsons getting paid. Meanwhile, Sam Williams, the defensive lineman and the pass rusher for the Dallas Cowboys, out for the season. Ripped up ACL and hurt PCL. So the Cowboys lose one of their top pass rushers before they even get going. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here. Hey, don't forget our first Trips on a Tankful giveaway. It is Hot Springs Glamp Camp. It's presented by Mercedes-Benz of Albuquerque. If you win, you will receive a $150 gift card for fuel. A night of luxurious accommodations, glamping in a RV, a yurt, or a dome. And you'll get access to the on-site hot springs. Register at our website, sportsanimалabq.com. That's sportsanimалabq.com. Register for Trips on a Tankful. Enjoy that. Dude, plus $150. That's like a tank is what, 40, 50? Depends on what your tank is. Maybe some of you are at 150. I'm going to guess you get like a couple of tanks out of that. All right, we're going to be watching the trade deadline today. Major League Baseball's trade deadline is tomorrow. There's been two moves today. One move today. Texas got left-handed pitcher Walter Pennington from Kansas City. If that means anything to you. That was your one move today. What else you got to watch as you go through today? You got Olympics all day today. Ladies will go today. The Lobos, the U.S. women's basketball team, will go today as well. And Steve Kerr swears he's going to get Jason Tatum into the game. Damn, you almost got to start him now. Jason Tatum, one of the best players in the NBA, did not play in Team USA's 110-84 victory over Serbia in Game 1. Steve Kerr said, look, I feel like an idiot, but, I mean, he got 40 minutes, and how do you get everybody in? Quote, Jason will play. I'm not going to answer your next question, which is if he plays, who doesn't, but we're going to need him. Part of the job is for me to keep everybody engaged and ready because my experience with this is crazy stuff happens, end quote. And then he said, it's the hardest part of the job is you're sitting at least a couple of guys who are world-class, some of the very best players on earth. On one hand, it makes no sense at all. On the other, I'm asking these guys to just commit to winning one game and then move on to the next one. I have to do the same thing. And so I felt like last night, those were the combinations that made the most sense, end quote. And what do you do, man? It's so easy to sit here and say he should have played this guy, but who's not playing? Who on that roster isn't playing? Go ahead and take a look at it. Who are you not playing on that roster? Right? Take a look at the men's national team and tell me who don't you play? I got Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Tyrese Halliburton, Derek White, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, Drew Holiday. Tyrese Halliburton didn't play either. Well, Derek White played, and why did Derek White play? I don't know, man. It was matchups. I got LeBron James, Kevin Durant came off the bench, Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker. Who are you not playing? JJ said Joel Embiid. Okay, I'm listening. Maybe you don't play Joel Embiid. I don't know. So first world problem, but it's a problem. There is no wrong answer, but if there's an issue, then it's wrong. Meaning, you didn't play Jason Tatum. Okay, you're right. So now what? Who didn't get in? The old guys did. The old guys got in. Kevin Durant was damn good. Should he have not played? If Kevin Durant doesn't play, Jason Tatum does. Where's it all coming from? So we'll watch the next one. They get South Sudan next. That's that South Sudan team that they beat by 1 point on LeBron's lay-in in London about a week and a half ago. All right, you watch baseball. You got the Olympics today. Tomorrow we got the head coach of the USA women's national deaf soccer team. That's coming up at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow at 8:30, Richard Neely's going to be with us. And we'll go through what's going on up in Farmington, one of our state's premier events. That is the Connie Mack World Series. So looking forward to that. I think I gave you this. The Lions extended left tackle Taylor Decker. $60 million extension. The guy who will protect the backside for Jared Goff. All right. So that should get you home for the weekend, or for the Monday as you head into your weekend. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes in at 4 o'clock, and then you get no I Soaps baseball today because it's Monday and they don't play. Thank you to Jay Sawvell, the Wyoming coach. He was with us today. Adrian looks great on the TV side. Big week for ProView Networks. I know they got all that stuff going on up in Farmington. Thanks for what you do. JJ, big day for you?
Huge day.
Yeah, enjoy it. Be good to each other, boys and girls. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow at 7 a.m.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.